Honorable President of Karnataka Congress Committee and Deputy Chief Minister Shri T.K. Kumarji, Honorable MP, and dear friends, apologies for starting late, but I'm here today to share 2 or 3 very important issues that the country must be made aware of. I'll start with the historic mistake that the Government of India has done. First time in history, since we got independence, a scheme or a program launched after the name of the father of our nation has been changed. Usually, all schemes named after other people were changed to the name of our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. The Government of India, and I say this with a lot of anguish, has single-handedly destroyed the only financial safety net rural India had through the erstwhile program called MNREGA. Now, MNREGA was a vision that the Congress Party and the Government of India then had to make sure that those amongst us who are the least financially empowered had access to job, not as a scheme, not as a program, not as a welfare measure, but as a constitutional right. 100 days of guaranteed job per person, per family in all rural areas was guaranteed through the parliament with consensus through the constitution. And I can share with you that at times of crisis, especially when we had the COVID lockdown, the only safety network that the rural households had at that point was to get jobs in MNREGA. MNREGA, as we've called it now, has been repealed without any discussion with the state governments, with the stakeholders, with civil society, and the way the parliament was used to display the brute force of the majority and push through a legislation which was not referred to the standing committee, changing name and in a way dishonoring the father of our nation, I think has happened for the first time. Nobody in India had asked for this. Nobody petitioned the Government of India. Nobody requested it. The idea is a systematic attack on the livelihood chances of those amongst us who have the least. And look at the way they've done it. If you look at the bill that has been passed, earlier it was a demand-driven scheme. Now it is overly centralized. The Government of India will decide what works have to be done at what point. We had empowered the Gram Sabhas. Mahatma Gandhi said, Swaraj, people should decide where the pond will come up, where the road will come up, and where the school will be built. These physical works were done by people, by the approval of the Gram Sabha, a demand-driven exercise where one could ask for any sort of development for infrastructure of the physical nature. Now it will be only a few select schemes that the Government of India decides and mandates, sitting in Delhi, overpowering the local governments and the sarpanches and the panchayats and the Zilla Parishad. So this is a straightforward case of over-centralization of what the Government of India wants. The ratio earlier was 90% of the funds were given by Government of India, 10% by state governments. By making it 60-40, you're pushing the burden of entire rural expenditure on livelihoods to the state governments. This is the surest way of disincentivizing the state governments to follow through. 50,000 crores. That was the budget. I remember the Prime Minister's first speech in Parliament. He called MNREGA a monumental mistake of the Congress government. 11 years, the BJP government did not have the political capital or the will to shut down this scheme. And look at the timing of this scheme. They did not do it before Bihar elections because he understands that Bihar is a rural state. A lot of people depend on the MNREGA for their livelihoods. Now they've decided, we will decide which 2 months you will not work at the sowing or harvest season. The idea was to create competition in the labor market in rural areas. If the labor or the farmers have work to do, people will pay more money for them to come out. This healthy competition has been driven away. The point I'm trying to drive is that here is a solid example of how this government has worked against the interest of those who are the most marginalized. They're helping corporate India, they're helping a handful of people to amass national resources at government's expense. And here a scheme which was appreciated globally. There is no other country in the world, there are 200 nations on the globe, no other country had a Employment Guarantee Act through Parliament as a constitutional right. They've repealed that today. And the way it is done, the reasons given to change the name of the scheme, and the fallacy being propagated is that we have increased from 100 days to 125 days. Government of India will decide what are the rural areas. It is not extended to all areas. So this scheme, that was a constitutional right of poor people to get 100 days of labor as a right. Rights-based approach has been deleted, and a centralized mandated scheme, which is only a scheme, it does not remain a constitutional right anymore. This has been done, I think, primarily because Government of India and the Prime Minister believe that by propaganda, by marketing, by showing off its achievements on paper, they can somehow mitigate the sentiments that are in rural parts of India. I had the chance to work in this Department of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj in Rajasthan government. And I know during COVID times, we pushed the administration and we reached up to 50 lakh labor days per month. Now, by making it more bureaucratic, adding obstacles by paperwork and sanctions, mandating from New Delhi what has to be done, a pure example of no discussion, no consultation, only the objective is that any scheme named during the UPA government's time has to be changed. And changing names is something that the BJP does in almost all states and even in Government of India. So I think civil society, all stakeholders have universally condemned this move. This was unwarranted, and the Congress party has taken a very strong view on how to oppose this. We are meeting, the Congress Working Committee is meeting on 27th in New Delhi. We will decide how to take this forward. Already, not just the Pradesh Congress Committee in Karnataka, but all over the country, we are with the poor people. People of India deserve the right that we had given to them. And in absence of any other formidable scheme that the government has, this was the only lifeline for millions and millions of people. 12 to 15 crore people today face a problem when they have a natural calamity or a drought or migration. All these issues will multiply and add stress to the rural foundations of India. Instead of strengthening it, instead of making it more resilient or more effective, they have unilaterally, without discussion in Parliament, without consulting state governments, imposed the burden from 90-10 to 60-40 as a new ratio, deciding everything from New Delhi, mandating what they feel as schemes to be done, disempowering the Gram Panchayats, and making the local bodies even more ineffective. This is the net effect of this change that they have done. It is highly condemnable, and not just the Congress party, the entire opposition. The India Alliance stands united, people of India stand united against this move, and in the time to come, we will put all pressure possible to make sure that the government rolls back this hurriedly passed bill that they have now passed in Parliament. The second issue that you are all aware of is the triumph of independent judiciary. For years together, the BJP government from 2014 onwards has tried to fuel political vendetta by falsely implicating Sonia Gandhi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji in the so-called National Herald case. Now today, the court has said that we will not take cognizance of the case that was filed. The Enforcement Directorate has a lot to answer. For years together, they have tried to throw mud at the Congress party, at the leadership of the Congress party, and more specifically on Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Rahul Gandhi. The court today has said that they will not take cognizance. Cognizance is the least that a judge would do, but they have shown the mirror to the ED that it is purely politically motivated. There are n number of cases where the ED has acted only to suppress the voice of the opposition. And I think we stand vindicated today because for 11 years, they have used every effort that they could make to make sure to defame the Congress party and Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi ji, questioning them for 50 hours, calling them, giving them notices, having a media campaign against them. Finally, the court says that what you have filed in front of us is unacceptable. They have refused to take cognizance. And I think it's a victory for what we've already said. The government has already decided to go to appeal to a higher court. That means they are not giving up. They have not taken the court's verdict as something that they approve. They have gone to a higher authority. That shows that they are doing it purely to defame the Congress party. The National Herald case is something that people of India know. Here is an entity where Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Rahul Gandhi can't take out money, can't give money, can't transfer any assets, haven't taken anything out to give an in. It was a legacy that the Congress party had and wanted to continue it. But try to frame the Gandhi family and the Congress party, that is the entire effort of the Home Minister and the Prime Minister and the BJP government. But the court, having thrown away the case, shows that truth stands vindicated and truth will always prevail, no matter how much propaganda, how much pressure the agencies put on the opposition leaders. We will fight in courts, we fight on the streets, and we'll move forward with renewed strength. I think today, after 11 years of the BJP government, we are seeing that all the false promises now are coming to a fore. All the propaganda of jobs, employment, all of that has come to a halt. Today, people of India are looking at the Congress party and all opposition parties as a next viable option. Mr. Gandhi is leading from the front. He's a formidable fighter, not only in the House of Parliament, but also outside. And all of us in the Congress party are committed to making the Congress party stronger than it is today. Thank you.